Hello, hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your December 2018 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Scorpio. And if there's anything you would like to have come up today, just go ahead and set your intention for that information to make its way up. And if you have a question that you need answered, just go ahead, focus on it, feel into your body. And I also want to let you know that my my shop is updated and everything on my website, so you're welcome to check that out. There's new tarot spreads on there and everything. It's totally revamped. I redid a few of the old tarot spreads and things like that, so go check that out if you're interested. Because that is how I'm able to do all of this for you guys. So you're definitely contributing to being able to have these videos each month. All right, first thing coming up for Scorpio. May your new ideas feel like sunrise. So definitely getting a lot of inspiration. I think that there's something about Scorpios doing well in the dark, in that incubation chamber, whether it be energetically, right, Scorpio season, or even when it comes to the colder months. So if you're in the northern hemisphere, then that's why I'm saying that for you, where December is actually being used as kind of that incubation chamber where you're able to sink into all of the new ideas that are brewing and really bring them to life. Now let's see what the Affirmator Family card has to say for you. Remember that family is not just blood relatives, it's however you're defining it. Common ground. I am an open-hearted ambassador to my shy, introverted, or less than likable kin. Our once awkward conversations are no match for the universal small talk stimulant known as common ground. I am willing to look for this common ground, and once we have that to stand on, I'm willing to be standing next to them. I'm willing to bet standing next to them isn't so bad. Okay, so really not writing anyone off this month. I feel like Scorpios have a really easy time kind of cutting off what needs to be cut off, and that's absolutely an asset to you. But I also think that there's a gift in being able to find not just the core of things that are 20,000 feet deep, but being able to find more of the superficial common ground where things become a little bit lighter and more relatable. So I think that's what's happening in December. And then we also have ripe fruits. So I think there's a lot of stuff that's beginning to sprout up for you in December where, you know, for you, it might be opportunities, it might be relationships, it might be something else that you've kind of set the intention for or your manifestation for that's actually starting to sprout in December. So make sure that you pick the fruit while it's ripe and that you really let yourself be open to receiving the things that are coming in, and make sure you're keeping your eyes peeled for the opportunities that do sprout up, because if you have gone through any period of manifestation, if it shows up, and I mean, you can still reject the manifestation even though you're the one who created it. Okay, so then in the central energy position for December, we have the Lovers. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That is coming up. Really around intimacy, connection, clarity in your relationships, and whatever those are. The Lovers card isn't just about romance. It's also about just the relationships that you're involved in, whatever those may be. So the Lovers is just redirecting your attention to the relational experiences that you're having, and that's really the point of transformation for you in December, is around relationships. So So let's see what the crossing energy is. We have the Knight of Wands. So this is a lot of fire coming up with this Lovers card. So again, it's like if you're in the process of manifesting partnership, you know, this is a really great thing to have pop up, or healing within partnership, trying to make a decision around the relationships that you have or the way that you interact with people. Things are really starting to pick up, and the Knight of Wands is all about like charging ahead, full steam ahead. There's a little bit of impulsivity that's starting to flare up here. I think that's more, I don't think environmental is the word, but it just seems like there's something energetically stimulating about the environment and circumstances that you're in. And so you might find that relationships get pushed forward really fast, or relationships are really intense in December. There's something about intensity and speed that's picking up here. And then what you have shifting out is the Ten of Swords. Lovely, lovely, lovely card to have shifting out. Any pain and suffering, that experience of trauma, or this can even come up around healing, right? This is one of those processes that if you have a lot of emotional wounding, emotional trauma, you have to walk through the Ten of Swords first in order to get to the point where you can integrate the information and healing that you're incorporating into your life. And so it seems like that's kind of what's happening, is this is opening up the floodgates for you to relate to yourself and others on a deeper level in a way that's supportive of sustainable relationships in your life. The oncoming energy, we have the Star. Man, you guys have such a nice spread this month. So the Star is all about, like, I don't like using the word destiny, because that's not what I'm trying to communicate here. It's more about things working out in the timing and the pace that is best, trusting that there's an order of operations and a flow that is necessary for you. So it's about trusting the process as much as you can. And the Star is, yes, absolutely about all the good things that are coming up and coming through. That's definitely making an appearance here, but then it also has to do with the amount of faith that you put in this. So the oncoming energy, it's like you're moving away from the pain of not knowing, the pain of working through all the layers that you're healing, and then opening yourself up to so much more, so much grander, so much bigger, so much better. And the healing that comes with the Star is really supportive. This is also a soulmate card, so don't underestimate. I don't usually bring that up with the Star, but because it's with the Lovers and Knight of Wands, it's kind of like, okay, there might be one or a few of those in your environment. Remember, soulmate is not the one. I mean, if you want to believe that, you can. I just don't subscribe to that idea. So soulmate is anyone who has a profound impact on your life on a spiritual, karmic, or emotional level. So it looks like there's a lot of that coming to the surface in December. The outward manifestation is the Five of Wands. So you're really constructing things and putting things together for yourself. You guys know my favorite card is the Five of Wands, because it's the point of friction that allows things to click into place. It allows things to settle. It allows things to have a stronger foundation than they did before, because this is the card that puts you in a position where you need to problem solve. You can't just gloss over the Five of Wands. You kind of have to lean into it. And the more you lean into the Five of Wands, the more resolution you're able to find. So this is actually a really nice integration card, because you're going from the intensity of healing and the pain that goes along with the growth. And the oncoming energy is just that bright vitality, healing, and going to where you need to go. And so the Five of Wands is just that, how am I fitting these things together? So it may not look like sunshine and rainbows, but you kind of have to trust your integration of the lessons that you've learned, the healing and information that you've gathered, and how remembering all of that is supporting you moving forward. And in the subconscious, we have the Nine of Wands. So again, there's like this quick, go, 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 move, move, move. Like there's absolutely a pace that is very rapid in December. So I think there's this is like a very action-oriented month. It looks like you definitely have someone or some people in your space that you're working things through. It could be business relationships, romantic relationships, familial relationships, possibly with fire sign, although it's not a guarantee. But it seems like in the subconscious, you're ready. It's like you have all of the things that you need to do this work here that the Five of Wands requires, because this requires effort. It requires effort of mind, effort of thought, effort of application. And so it's like you have the energy to pour into the relationships, experiences, and healing that you need in December. So this is a very jam-packed month for you. And the advice is the Ten of Chalices. Enjoy when things go well. One of my dearest friends, who has saved my life multiple times, actually told me once that anytime you have a terrifying thought or a negative thought or experience in your mind, if you trace it back all the way to when that thought occurred, it's preceded by a joyful moment or a joyful thought. And it is so freaking true. And that's something that you can remember, is when something goes well, when something is worth celebrating, when something is exciting, you can let it be just that and bask in the glow of happiness and pleasure and joy. It's not something that you need to immediately follow up with dress rehearsing tragedy because you're trying to prepare yourself for when the other shoe drops. It's simply not something that you need to do. It's something that you can do. But what this is reminding you is that, you know what? Sometimes there are really beautiful, loving, good things that happen, and they can be just that. So hold on to this, because that's going to make you a magnet for more. The external influences, we have the Fool. So this, it has to do something with this end of the year energy, because it's been coming up quite a bit in a lot of the readings. You might actually see it in either your sun, moon, or rising sign if you watch all three. But this is that fresh start, the vibrant new beginning, and it definitely has to do with, you know, the end of a year signifies a really big reset button for a lot of people, and I think you are no exception. The clarifier is the Devil. So again, all of those fears and negative thought forms that are popping up for you, or something that maybe you've already worked through, it's kind of like you are getting started on a new journey without these things, without those vices, without those negative thought forms. It doesn't mean they never come up. It's just the way you're managing them looks different. Because again, it's kind of like, this is just showing that if you have the ability to take this advice, and remember that if you're working on thinking differently, because it takes a lot of energy to shift the way you think and to shift your mind. But the way that you're doing it is not by judging or punishing yourself when you have a fear-based thought, when the devil kind of pops its head up and, you know, reminds you of bad things, right? That's a normal thing, but it's about choosing a more aligned thought with what you want rather than trying to shove this back in the closet, because a lot of the time that fear is coming up to protect you. It's just a defense mechanism that really isn't working anymore. So do your best to softly acknowledge and choose differently. Hopes and fears, Queen of Swords. So I think there's definitely that fixed energy popping up here, that controlling, no, I want things to go exactly as planned in order to feel safe. And I think that it's something that you can loosen up a little bit on, because I think things are working out better than you might be able to see. And give yourself the benefit of the doubt here. Really let yourself lean on trusting either yourself or your higher self or something bigger than yourself. At least in part, because if you cling to things too tightly, then it can really implode. So do your best to be a little bit more flexible with that, and it's going to serve you better than if you try to shove it aside, shove it away, or overly control it. So just keep that in mind, because it's something where this is coming up as a fear and a hope. Both. It's like, I hope that everything goes my way exactly as I want, and also a fear of things not being in your control. And so that's where you have an opportunity to shift that a little bit this month. The outcome of December, we have the Page of Wands. I'm going to clarify this one. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so two things coming up by the end of the year, wrapping up 2018. This is really showing an influx in energy and stability. So those are the two things that it looks like you're really walking away with this month. And the Queen of Pentacles is really nurturing and nourishing and fulfilling. And so it seems like there's a lot of momentum that's been building, and that continues. Because remember, you have the Nine of Wands here, the Lovers, the Knight of Wands, Page of Wands. So all of that is, the energy continues to flow through even January. I wouldn't be surprised if that was an intense month as well. But this is really, really busy. So it's just about making sure things are sustainable for yourself. That's what the Queen of Pentacles is reminding you, is not to burn the fire too hot. Otherwise you could burn out. So make sure that you're keeping things moderate as much as you can, so that you can kind of ride the wave of the energy rather than crash and then have to recoup and then come back up. Make it a little bit more stable for yourself by feeding yourself well, nourishing yourself, just being kind to yourself. Okay, now the first quarter. If you're new to my channel, I break it down into quarters. So yes, it's about a week. This will be where you start off the month, and second, third, and fourth quarter, that'll be where you end the month. So first thing, patience. Greet each moment with endurance and presence of mind. So again, it goes back to this idea of, you may not be able to see exactly how it's going to work out right this moment. You may not be able to see the star immediately, but give yourself a little time, give yourself patience and willingness to integrate what you've learned. And that's going to be where you're able to really see the star come through. And you know, continue to be patient. You guys are a fixed sign, so patience isn't as much of an issue because you can hold your attention on something really, really well. So that's the first thing that's coming up. And then second quarter, we have passion. Passion is an inner flame that will keep you striving towards your vision. I am actually reading this more as an external. This is an external passion that's coming through. I think it's because you have this relational core to the reading. And passion, there's something about receiving, and I think that's because I'm seeing her hold flowers, like taking them in. And so I think that with patience, you're able to receive more. Be willing to see these things through. Be willing to give yourself and the experience the benefit of the doubt. I think that that's going to have major payoff. And so there's like this passion and energy and clarity that's kind of coming through the external, and it's inspiring the internal fire that's being described here. Third quarter, we have creativity. Allow your creative spark to work magic. Okay, so this is all about expression. It may not be painting or drawing or something that's superficial like that. It could be something more significant, or a project that you've been wanting to get started. Whatever it is for you, it just seems that there is something worth expressing, something worth bringing into form. So let yourself play with those ideas and see what happens. And wrapping up December and 2018, we have serenity. Embrace serenity's refreshingly peaceful energy vibration. Yeah, this is, I think you kind of get to bask in the glow of satisfaction in the month of December. It's like, especially with the 10 of Chalices, I cannot emphasize this enough. And I think this is what serenity is showing you as well, is like, if things are going well, let them go well. Let it be easy. Let it be smooth. Let it be enjoyable. Allow yourself to experience the pleasure rather than shutting it away or turning it down. All right, now we're going to do a 3-card pick. And I can tell you that you guys by far have the best spread that I've read yet. So congratulations, Scorpio. Okay, now you're welcome to ask a question. You can pick as few or as many cards as you'd like, whatever works for you during these 3-card picks. All right, first thing coming up is the 8 of Pentacles. Give it effort. Remember that you need to lean in. You have to lean into the discomfort. You have to lean into the problem solving. And that, again, it takes effort. It takes work. It takes application. And you're slowly weaving things together. So allow yourself to see things through, but it's not going to happen overnight. So use this fixed energy that you have so much of, use that gift and see things through. Card number 2, we have the Ace of Wands, or the Ace of Rods. Okay, so this is definitely another fiery, intense, and it's sitting on top of the Lovers. This tells me it's like that, yeah, I've got it. This is also a highly sexual card, if that's something you are interested in. That's kind of how it's reading. Especially there's like a lot of Leo energy coming up with this. So if this could be a Leo coming into your space, even if it's not romantic at all, that really is a secondary piece. It's more about the energy that's making an appearance in your life or coming through really strong. It's like a bulldozer, not in a bad way. It's just in the intensity. In terms of intensity, it's like this huge push into your life. So this actually looks really exciting and supportive, but it's very blatant and in your face. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I don't think you're going to have trouble finding whatever or whoever this is. And card number 3, Six of Swords, moving on. So there's this moving forward into a brighter future, moving towards land, moving towards solid space for you to enjoy yourself and be present. So it seems like there's a lot that you're still cleaning out and moving forward from. And that's okay. Just let yourself kind of breathe into it. And you will get there in due time, but you have to, again, patience is going to be extra important for you. All right, everybody, thank you so much, Scorpio. And I also want to mention thank you to each and every one of you who work with me, who get readings, who send me messages. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you would like to support the channel, however, there's a bunch of ways to do that. You're welcome to check it out. There's a link in the description box. Even if you just want to send me a comment or a note, that is totally fine with me as well. But there are a gazillion ways to do it. So leave it in the comment box or in the link below. If you want to work with me one-on-one or check out all the new tarot spreads that I have, those are all in the description box as well. And until next time, have a lovely, lovely, lovely December, Scorpio, and Happy New Year. I wish you all the best, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.